This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Cafe Bella Vista Restaurant and Pizzeria. Azito, give it a go with Azito. Refresh Pure Water. And Reading Cinemas, experience the difference.
Hello Australia, hello New Zealand, welcome to another Big Couch, episode 485 to be exact. Check out what's on the show today. We've got a big one coming up today. We're going to be talking to clairvoyant and medium, Rebecca Millman. We're also going to be talking raw with Vanessa Jean. Can't wait for that one. We're going to talk wild things with Marnie, an interesting topic. And later on, talking green as well, is Cara Walker. Interesting. And we're going to talk travel with a brand new travel presenter, Steve, coming up. We call him Grumpy, but he'll be in Steve Collins. You'll get to meet him very, very soon. But before we do that, we need to roll the opener. Here it is.
It's showtime on the couch. Yeah, it's showtime on the couch. You can see it from your house. You can watch it from your house. It's showtime on the couch with Fred and the best in town. Oh, it's showtime on the couch.
Welcome one and all to another episode of The Couch. Indian Blue Chorus is a group of 40 women. They are amazing and they've just come back from a successful trip to Sydney performing on behalf of Western Australia. They're opening the show today. Please make them welcome. It's Indian Blue Chorus. Here they are.
What a time, a warm and wondrous time, so sweet a shining moment in the sun. Oh, what a time, was there ever such a time? Then suddenly it's done, the moment passes. Where does the time go? Must we let it end? Must it end? Where does the time go? Gone too soon, my friend. And where go the echoes of our music, ringing the air? Oh, wherever the time goes, I will see you there. Where does the time go? Must we let it end? Must it end? Oh, where does the time go? Gone too soon, my friend. And where go the echoes of our music, ringing the air? Oh, wherever the time goes, I will see you there. I will see you. I'll see you there. I will see
Where does the time go? Where does the time go? That's the name of the song, by the way. Now, I'm going to have a chat to them later on in the show, and I'm also going to have them perform again, so please stay tuned if you love them. They're West Australian. They're very successful. They won the awards over in Sydney, and we're very proud to have them on the show. So thanks for being on the show today, ladies, and look forward to talking to you later on. Now, this man I worked with at 6PR Radio. He's a producer, he's a presenter, he's a very talented man. He's actually also a comedian, I think. Steve Collins is looking around wondering who I'm talking about.
Talented. You said talented. I'm wondering where it is.
No, you're talented, Steve. Tell me, around here you'd be classed as second talented to me, of course.
Of course, naturally, yes.
Would have to have a hierarchy.
Oh, yes.
But welcome to the Couch for the first time.
Thanks very much. It's wonderful.
You've got a great new segment called Talking Travel, and
Yes.
you run something called Radio Roaming. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, Radio Roaming, it's www.radioroaming.com. It's an internet travel station. It's where our little our little key word is talking travel 24/7.
Why do we need that? Why is there a need in the market for this?
Well, I was told that travel doesn't work on radio. Well, that's like a red rag to a bull to me. I thought, well, if travel's not working on radio, I'll start my own travel radio station, because I have been a travel broadcaster and journalist for some time. And I'm getting the most wonderful interviews. Last night I talked to a bloke who went overland through West Africa, and there's just wonderful stories out there. I talked to a lot of people who have actually been out there and travel. It's not so much promoting hotels or whatever. It's just really interesting travel stories.
Is there a type of travel that people are taking out? Are they into the cheap tickets? Because there's a lot of cheap tickets.
Well, yeah,
look,
they're into everything. Cruises is a really, really big one at the moment. That's growing every year, and we're getting more and more cruise ships coming here to Perth and to Australia and New Zealand. In fact, the Princess Cruises and Celebrity, they're putting more ships into the Australian, New Zealand market. So that's the big one. The other big one is, of course, the cheap flights. It's made going overseas much easier, or even flying within Australia and New Zealand much easier, because you can afford to do it. I picked up a $199 fare on Qantas to Melbourne the other day, which is really unheard of. But it's because of the competition.
And I know that a couple of weeks ago I could have had the opportunity to go to Sydney for $50 on Jetstar.
Oh yes, just amazing.
Celebration. So can I tell people on the 2nd of June as well, there's apparently something mega happening with AirAsia.
There is. I don't know what it is. I've got some contacts there and they won't tell me, but I'm looking forward to that. Fortunately, I've got a little bit of money in my account, so I might have to splurge.
Splurge a bit. And that's what I do. I pre-book, and then I go when the fares are on. I don't go when I want to go. That's the best way to do it, yeah. So if you go when you want to go, you're going to pay a bit extra, but it still doesn't matter. There's still budget airfares out there. You get what you pay for, which is basically the flight. And do you get a lot of people like me? A lot of my friends say, "Oh, I'm not flying Jetstar anymore. I'm not flying AirAsia anymore because they didn't have this or they didn't have that." And I think if you know what you're getting and you read the conditions, and all you're looking for is an airfare that's safe. I think they're the best.
They are. Look, a lot of people actually don't read it, and a lot of people think, I'm going to pay nothing for this airfare, therefore I want a full service airline. You're not going to get it. You get what you pay for. Simple as that.
Well, I'm going to look forward to having you on every month talking travel, but let's get straight into you've got some fantastic destinations you've been to. Well,
we were talking about AirAsia, and I've just come back from Terengganu, which is on the northwest coast of Peninsular Malaysia. Oh, wow. Now, Terengganu, it sounds like a Muppet song, doesn't it? But it's not. It is the most wonderful. It's very, very pretty. It's an Islamic state, and the capital is Kuala Terengganu. But what they are trying to do, they're promoting tourism there. Kuala Terengganu is a beach city. It's a water city. Within about 2 minutes walk from the main CBD, there's this wonderful beach.
So you know how we go to in Malaysia. I've been to is it Penang?
Penang,
to Kuala Lumpur. How far away, or what destination is it far from there?
Well, if you look, it's northwest, so it's on the northwest coast of. It's sort of probably directly east from Penang, and it's certainly northwest from Kuala. It's a 41-minute flight from KL. So it's quite handy, but it's the most beautiful place.
So I think we've got some photos as well. We're going to have a
look at the photos. We've got a little video that I've done of my trip there. We have a look at the video, and then I'll talk a little bit more about it.
Let's have a look.
Terengganu is on the east coast of Peninsular Malaysia. Its capital city, Kuala Terengganu, has got these fantastic beaches that are literally on its doorstep, just a few minutes from the centre of the city. One of the major attractions is Lake Kenyir, which is about an hour's drive from Kuala Terengganu. And although it is entirely man-made, it is the largest lake in Malaysia. Here I participated in a rather difficult jungle trek, which included fording rivers on unusual types of ferries. But the reward at the end was a beautiful stream where I got a free foot massage from these very polite fish. The main attraction for me though was Redang Island, which is famous for its warm, crystal clear waters where snorkeling is a must. But it also has the most gorgeous beaches and lovely resorts where you can just sit back, relax and enjoy one of the most magical places in Malaysia.
Incredible. You obviously enjoy your travel.
I love the travel and I love going to different places. That's the first time I've been there, and I have to tell you, I've got to tell you about Redang Island. Redang Island is it's about an hour and a half by fast ferry from Kuala Terengganu. It is the most spectacular spot. It's the biggest island off the peninsula, or off the Malaysian east coast. It's got the most gorgeous, gorgeous beaches. There's marine sanctuaries around there where you can go snorkeling and diving, and it's just a fantastic spot.
Any shopping?
There is shopping on the island.
Okay.
There's not much shopping in Kuala Terengganu because really they're just gearing up for tourism, and that's a good time to get in there because it's
Kuching and Kota Kinabalu when I first went there 20 years ago. There's nothing there now. They're huge places.
Well, and not only that, it's a good time to go there when they're just establishing it because the prices are cheaper. Because at the moment they don't have brand hotels there. They have Malaysian resorts, which are very good, but they're not the Sheratons or the Hiltons.
Give them 5 or 10 years. Now, you've got a couple of other destinations.
Yes, one of them is, I want to talk about this place in Samoa. It's called the Lupacina Tree Resort.
There it is,
now,
beautiful.
It's a great story. Carol and Jack Batchelor were from Oregon. They fell in love with Samoa. They decided they want to go there and build a resort. They built a resort on the coast. 7 months after they were there, there was a tsunami came in, wrecked everything.
Yeah.
They loved so much they wanted to stay there, but they insisted that they buy a property on the hill. They got there, there was nothing there except for these massive trees, and Jack was a builder, so he said, I'm going to build tree houses, and that is their resort.
How beautiful would that be?
The first one is Samson, which is in a banyan tree. It's a 4-storey, 2-bedroom tree house. You shower inside the tree, and then the other one is called Stargazer, which is built on an avi tree, which is a Samoan tree. And it has a glass roof above the bedroom, so you just sit there and you watch the sky at night. Fantastic. It's a #1 rated, it's called Lupacina, Lupesina resort.
Beautiful.
That means white dove in Samoan. And it is the most gorgeous spot. In fact, it's been nominated as the best hotel on TripAdvisor. Fantastic.
Sounds like a great place to go. And you've also got some Australian destinations.
Yeah, the Blue Mountains. I was up there literally just after the bushfires last October. It is the most, it's 2 hours out of Sydney. It is the most gorgeous, gorgeous place.
I've been on that
This is Scenic World. Well, that's the cable car, and you also have the Skyway, and you have the world's steepest incline railway there. Which goes down to the
500 metres or something, or not?
I'm not quite sure the distance. It's on a slope of 56 degrees, which is really. In fact, you're standing up as you go down.
Do you know what got me about that car? We got in it and it was all good, and then they clear the floor, and I was so scared. I lay on the floor for the whole half an hour. It's incredible. It's massive. It fits about 50 people or so in there.
The Skyway.
They've got those LED liquid thing on the floor, so you think it's just a normal black floor.
No, and you walk at
and then all of a sudden you're up in the middle of the forest.
Well, I can tell you how high that Skyway is. If you've done the Harbour Bridge climb in Sydney, it's double that.
Incredible.
It's about 710 metres high. But it's a fantastic place.
Anything else you want to touch on very quick? We've got about a minute to go.
Have we got a minute to go?
Got a minute.
Well, what about somewhere in Western Australia? And one little place I like is, well, two, Greenhead and Leeman, just up the coast, about 3 hours north of Perth on the Indian Ocean Drive. Very, very small hamlets. They're just terrific little, very, very quiet. They're crayfishing towns, but you can hire whole houses there for a reasonable rate, and it's just a perfect way to get away if you just want to get away for a weekend or something. Get away from the crowds, because there ain't no crowds there. Greenhead and Leeman, just north of Perth, about 3 hours up the Indian Ocean Drive.
Now, Steve, if people want more information about your fantastic radio travel program, where can we go?
Well, you can get me on www.radioroaming.com. I'm on a couple. I'm on the internet. I'm on also TuneIn Radio, Radio Web Central, and a few others. So you can go and have a look. And if you just go and Google Radio Roman, you'll find me.
Now, please go to our website too. If you've got questions for Steve, I'd love you to send them to us if you want tips or advice, and I'll pass them on to Steve. And next month when he comes in, it might even be quicker than next month. He's a very interesting man. Fantastic segment. And Steve, I'm looking forward to some of your tips about travel when there is things happening in the market.
We can talk about tips next time, particularly things about what to wear when you go away, travel insurance, and health issues as well. They're all very important.
I'm looking forward to having Steve Collins or Grumpy in the studio again from a fantastic travel segment. Talking travel, unlike radio, they play music to tell us to shut up. Can you hear it?
I can't hear anything.
I'm deaf as well. We're going to just sit here. We need to take a break. Thank you to Steve Collins. Thank you and welcome
thanks
aboard.
Very much.
Nice having him on board. Check out his website or check out ours. We'll be back with more of The Couch right after this.
This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Cafe Bella Vista Restaurant and Pizzeria. Azito, give it a go with Azito. Refresh Pure Water. And Reading Cinemas, experience the difference.
Welcome back to The Couch on Aurora Television. Now, I'm really excited about this thing because I've got my two favourite women here for the whole show. Vanessa Jean from Alchemy Foods.
Food alchemy.
Close enough. I'm glad you know. I'm testing you, and you knew exactly the right answer. And Cara Walker from Green Talking. Beat that one. Talking Green. So thank you for being in. Please interact whenever you like or interrupt.
Yep.
And then we're going to talk to you first. Vanessa, what are we talking about today?
We're talking wild fermentation, Fred.
What is that?
Oh, yeah, what is that?
I have to ask you, what does that mean?
This goes back to times of old, getting all of the amazing ingredients, seasonal ingredients, into our body. Mm-hmm. So the way we do this, or the way we used to do this, was preserving the harvest. And the way to preserve this way is very simple. It's using a beautiful Celtic sea salt.
So what's the term again? What's it called?
Fermentation.
Fermentation.
Yeah.
Now, fermentation to me means when you naturally ferment things so they become cultured or they become...
So this is cultured vegetables here, a cultured drink.
Yep.
We've got a beautiful cultured relish. Mm-hmm. And then we have some sweet treats with cacao and vanilla because I know how much you're loving the cacao lately.
Fantastic. Now, why do you do this?
This is to recolonise the gut. So our body is so taxed at the moment with hardcore medication, with highly processed foods, which include processed sugars and the wrong salts and everything in it. So it's stripping our bodies of all that amazing flora. Every time someone ingests an antibiotic, for example, not only kills the bad bugs, it gets the good bugs too. So people are popping, you know, I don't know, like Inner Health and, you know, probiotics and prebiotics as much as they can to make up, which is great. But I'd like to empower everyone to be doing it themselves.
So tell me, all these products, are they bought or are they made by you?
No, these are all made by me. And I teach people how to make it. There are classes that I hold so that we're empowering the community to get back to their roots. And it's fabulous because so many people are growing things these days, and it's a great way to preserve the abundance of, oh my God, I got all this cabbage, what can I do with it? Or I've got all this kale, or, you know.
Well, I remember coming from an Italian family, my parents used to ferment or pickle, if that's what tomatoes. We used to pickle onions. We used to pickle sausages, homemade sausages. There's so many things that we used to ferment and make. Now, it's a lot cheaper to buy the crappy products because they make it cheap so people eat a lot more from the shop.
The problem with the ones from the shop is they're loaded with sugar. So when you're making them yourself, they're full of this amazing flora that's going into their body. Now, when we balance the gut, we're balancing the whole body because the gut is the brain of the body, actually. So when people have got stuff going on in the mental sphere, emotional sphere, it usually can be traced back to the gut, actually. So when we recolonise and balance the gut, eating all of this amazing food, you'll find that a lot of people are a lot less sick, and mental illness is also supported with fermentation.
Okay, that makes sense. These, you've got 6 products here. Why did you choose these?
I chose them because I wanted to show the audience something different. I think when people think fermentation, they think sauerkraut, which is stunning and absolutely delicious. No, it's great. If you're making your own sauerkraut, it's fabulous. I don't have any because I've eaten it all. So it's divine.
So
and you can do a red one. You can do a red sauerkraut or white. Yes, much healthier. Pickling is in vinegar now and sugar to preserve it, and salt.
Well, you know, Thai people.
Yes.
I did a couple of Thai cooking segments, and I was amazed that they actually cook the fish in vinegar.
Yes.
A very strong cider, rather than do the whole unnatural stuff. And a lot of people don't realise they can do stuff like that. So what have we got here? Because I know we've only got a couple of more minutes.
Here we have this stunning. This is a stunning relish. So there's some chili in it because we're coming into the colder months now.
Yep.
So we've got beetroot.
Let's scoop it. Let's try some because I know we're running out of time. So if we can
We've
try
got
a little,
beetroot in
can
here.
I grab some?
And carrots.
Okay, I'm going to try
and
some. And
myriad
then
other
can I
things.
grab a couple of scoops and I'll let Cara try some as well in a
Yeah,
moment.
definitely.
And then we'll find out what it tastes. Oh, we just spilled some, but I'll try
That's
it.
okay.
Let me try it off the
I
desk.
can wipe that up.
Oh, no.
You can actually try it on the plate. We'll put some, how about we put some veggies as well with it and we can give Cara her own
That is actually...
utensils.
No.
Do you want some, sister? Do you
I'd like
want to eat
get
out of
Fred's
your own,
face,
baby?
Actually.
That's actually really nice, but very strong. Like for me,
It is
I
strong.
like vinegary stuff.
So this one here, do you remember giardiniera that our family made?
Yes, and we still make it.
So this here I brought especially for you because instead of giardiniera with all of the vinegar and all of this is using salt and water kefir to inoculate it.
I'm going to get a fork.
Aspetta.
Okay, now I'll let you put it all on there. I'll try some, then I'll pass it to Cara. Sorry, the table's clean. I cleaned it for you this morning.
I didn't bring bread because I want to show Fred, you know, senza pane.
Our floor manager
Without
said, "Where's
the
the
bread."
bread?" I would have said, "Where's the glass of Coke?" Hang on, let me try it.
Cara, should we give him some water kefir to taste instead of
Absolutely.
Can I
Coke?
tell you,
Yes.
that is nice.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Surprisingly nice, and she made it herself. Actually, no, I've got to admit, it is very much like the giardiniera.
See? No vinegar, no sugar, just salt and beautiful water kefir product.
And what was that one?
Well, this one I actually call the Green Goddess because she's stunning. I mean, look at this. Look at the colours on this.
What is it? I probably should have asked what it was.
It's daikon radish, or also known as Chinese radish, celery, kale, some beautiful rainbow chard from my garden, garlic.
Where would you eat this? Like in this combination? Would you eat it on its own with bread?
The idea is you put it as a side dish, Fred,
Like a dipping
as an
plate.
aside with whatever you're doing. So you have a big bowl of like quinoa with, you know, beautiful chickpeas and stuff and some of this Green Goddess fermented veggies on the side, you know, or a little bit on top.
What else have we got? Because I know that Tony says we've 2 minutes to go.
Pass it to Cara because she's
Here you
just
go,
been
Cara.
waiting
I'd love to
patiently.
try
You
some.
try that. Don't worry, if you can't do your segment after it, I'll understand. No, it actually, I've got to be honest, it was actually quite nice.
This here, if you can get a look at what the colour of the liquid is,
Like
this
urine.
is water kefir, like urine, mamma mia. He just called the water kefir urine, Cara.
Oh, no.
He said it's like urine.
It's got that sort of, I don't know.
If your urine is this colour, I would be really worried,
And
Fred.
that's why I
Some
want to
cultures do
educate
practice
people.
urine therapy, you know.
That's right.
Let's try it. Do you want me to
So,
scull it? Oh, there's
no,
a
just
straw.
take a sip.
And she's got a metal straw, so it's
Yes,
environmentally
that's
recyclable.
right. No
Thank
plastic
you.
here.
No excuse.
It is
for
a
single
straw,
use.
not one like
It
a
is a
smoking
straw.
device. I hate having to be honest to you. It's got like an apple juice with cider sort of taste.
Yeah, see,
Is that what
so
it
a
is?
lot of it's not. It's actually water kefir. There's no apple in it at all. It is
Water
a
kefir?
kefir.
Oh, kefir. I thought you said catheter. I thought it is what I thought.
So you take these
No, it's
beautiful. It's a fermented drink. You're using water kefir grains.
It's actually not bad.
And you create this amazing fermented drink. You don't have to suck from the straw if you don't want to, sister.
It's all right. We go way back, don't we?
Yeah, well, hey, after eating the other food, I think we haven't died yet.
So
no,
this
it's
one's
very nice.
this one's had a longer ferment, you know,
I
just
reckon
to get
cold,
the carbonated a bit.
I know it's not cold in
delicious.
here, but
Yeah.
but that's actually room temperature. It's actually quite tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
That's very good. What else have you
So
got for
if
us?
you were to have these every day, you're recolonising the gut. You're bringing clarity, more attention into your life,
And probably
and
making
amazing,
us more regular as
amazing
well.
health, much regular.
No need for so much fibre.
Did you hear that sizzle? Probably no one heard it
I
because Fred was
did,
talking
but I
about
thought I was
fibre.
gonna-
So this one here is like a
try
vanilla
it?
creme fraiche. It's vegan. There's
Where
no
would you
dairy.
use
Well, it's sweet. It's a sweeter. See that sour taste that comes with it because it's
Actually,
fermented?
It was like a vanilla taste for
It's
me.
vanilla. It's
Yeah.
vanilla. But can you taste the slight sour? Because in our culture, we just go really extreme, really salty or really sweet. And we haven't refined these other taste buds.
I'll let Cara try some
Yeah,
as well.
sure.
There you go, Cara.
That's
Oh,
got,
thanks, Fred.
I
Why
don't
should
know
I
if the
be the
camera
only
can
one
get
to-
that, but that's got all of these
It tastes-
amazing fresh
It
vanilla
actually
beans
tastes like
in
a
that.
yogurt.
Yeah, well,
That's what
and
it-
this is dairy free.
There you go.
This is using cashew nuts.
You like it?
Yeah, I do.
You like that one?
Yeah, it's yum. I love cashew.
And the last one,
I have to be honest
I
with you.
made
Favourite.
this cacao butter with, again, with no dairy at all. So it's using coconut oil,
And Wow.
nuts.
I don't think I'll eat that much of it, but that's...
No, I'm loosening it up.
Well, yeah, it looks a lot loosened.
Well, look at that.
Do you know
but look at that. Look how it holds its shape.
You know what? It probably comes out looking the same
This
way.
is instead of using butter. You are so disgusting.
I'm not. I'm being honest, because you know people at home would be watching this.
Toilet
and thinking,
talk's actually good. This does help
Yeah,
the
that's what I
bowel
mean, see?
to be
Do you know how
regular.
many people
so
are
take
viewers?
some, and then Cara.
You know how many
some.
people at home I
Oh,
give the
you
shits to? Can I give some to Cara?
Yeah.
I was going to use my fork.
Oh,
All right,
no,
let's do it.
Here you go, Cara. Wash the spoon.
I love my
I actually
chicken.
like that. You know what? I've got to be really honest, and I'm really fussy. I liked everything you brought today, which
fabulous.
is unusual.
What do you think of that one, Cara?
I think that's gorgeous. It's delicious.
And they're not too sweet, are
Doesn't
they? As
really
far as
taste
the sweet
Can I ask
treat
you
goes.
what's in
No.
that one?
This one has the coconut oil,
Mm.
cacao, soaked nuts in it. So we've activated and awakened the nuts, and there's some of this beautiful water kefir product. It doesn't taste overly fermented.
I like
not
it.
at all.
But it's more like a cacao-y kind of Nutella,
Yeah,
instead
that's
of
what I reckon.
Nutella.
But not as strong
The
and
rubbish
sugary.
that people put in
Not as sweet.
for children, instead of giving your kids Nutella and processed stuff, they can have this,
We
like
get the
chocolate
point.
spreads and stuff. They can have this.
Love it.
Or this one,
Love it.
I
Where
also
can we
do
get
a
it from?
fermented creme fraiche. Where can you get it from? You can come and see me and do wild fermentation classes and
Where
have
at?
fun.
Oh,
At
there's your website.
www.foodalchemy.com.au.
Love your
I've got
segments.
one coming up on the 26th of July.
Yep. Still
And
places there.
Taste Buds Cooking Studio, I have a beautiful food as medicine class coming up in August. I think around the 16th. Check
Sounds
the website.
fantastic. Thank you for bringing all the stuff in today. It is really nice to have an alternative to eating.
Thanks.
And even me being a fussy person that's used to eating crap, this is nice.
Fabulous.
So well done. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Fred.
Stay with us because we're going to talk to Cara Walker now. Hello, Cara.
Hey, Fred.
What did
I'm
you
loving
think?
these accents that are coming out here, all these pronunciations. It's quite puts a
Like
little
food
edge
alchemy?
to it. Can you say oregano again?
Oregano.
Oh, isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, but I can say it
Makes
better.
me wanna go get-
Oregano.
I'm sorry, Fred. I think the way Vanessa said it was a bit nice.
I said it more sleazy, I think. Talking green.
Talking green.
What are we
Let's
talking about
focus on the
today?
green. Well, we've just had a fabulous week with Reconciliation Week. Were you guys out and about trying all the different cultural events?
I made up with Vanessa.
Oh,
We reconciled.
We reconciled.
Lovely. Well, many people don't really understand what reconciliation means, and I think it's really exciting to think that it just doesn't have to be for that 1 week. We can actually look into cultural projects that go throughout the year. So if we haven't already referred to, I like to first of all refer people to reconciliation.org.au.
Yep.
And on a sustainability level, it's really important for me to point out that we can learn from these people in traditional culture Australia, the people that live in your local area, how they lived off the land sustainably, without waste, without environmental impact that has done so much damage that we have done in the very short amount of time that we've lived here, compared to the culture that has lived here for tens of thousands of years.
Very
so
true.
reconciliation from a sustainability point of view is absolutely crucial to how we can move forward as an Australian culture together. And what I have noticed a lot is local councils are actually putting on tour groups in your local area.
Okay.
So no matter where you are in Australia, I recommend that you contact your local council and discuss with them what's actually happening, because the local tribes in your area are going to be different to ones.
And we are talking about Indigenous Australians.
Indigenous Australians, Aboriginals Australian. Yes, that's it. We've got some amazing events happening last week, but these happening all throughout the year. All they need is people to come up and say that they need it done. So I really want people to push in and ask their council when it's happening, how they can get involved. You know, arrange groups with your children, with your schools.
Do you know, that's one thing, Cara, and I probably Vanessa would know. We're all roughly the same age group. Of course, I'm younger than both of you. But I'll just
Like a hair
pretend.
push with that
I'll
one.
synergise with you. When we were at school, we used to call a subject social studies.
Yeah.
But the funny thing about social studies, we never got taught about Aboriginal studies.
I know, it's strange.
We never
Yeah.
got taught about Indigenous studies.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they do it now at schools,
They
but I
are.
wish that they did it when we were
There's
young.
definitely a major change now. I have to say children are being introduced to it a lot more, but I think it could be more so, as you're saying, for the adults. It's important for them to know. Imagine if you were driving along your suburbs and you knew that the little park where there's a waterway, the name that it was traditionally called, and that the women went there to give birth, or that they migrated through this area in the winter.
It's building bridges as well.
is,
I think we
yeah.
only know what we see on the TV. We only know what the politicians say.
Yeah.
And it would be such a nice thing for kids to actually go, I knew that because I got taught that at school, and that's what's right and that's what's
Absolutely.
wrong. And kids grow up at a younger age understanding culture and our history.
And this is
Very
what
important.
reconciliation is. It's building a better relationship of Australians with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. And it's really exciting to think that we can make a big difference by just showing an interest in our own Australian country.
Fantastic.
So, yeah, and get to know your plants. Even when you go on these tours, it is beautiful. The elders can take you through and introduce you to plants in your local area that are edible, that are medicinal, and you can walk around where they used to find water. There's so much that you can learn.
And
it's
the native
very
animals
entertaining.
as well.
And the native
are very
animals.
protected by them, and
Absolutely.
they what's the word I'm looking for? Not protected, but animals that they look up to.
Well, they
as
come
a
from the
god.
Dreamtime as well. So learning the Dreamtime story is a really beautiful way to teach your children. So
for more information about Reconciliation Week,
from Reconciliation, so head to reconciliation.org.au, or you can head to the Couch website, thecouch.com.au, and we're going to have a link on there. And even though Reconciliation Week has already happened, I really would love you to give a call to your local council and just have a chat to them and see what's happening in your area all the time. And if they're not doing these tours, then ask them why not, because they should be happening.
Is that it for today?
That's it for today. I'm going to have some more cacao.
I know we've got about a minute to go, but what do you think of Vanessa's food today?
I think of course I think it's amazing.
You
I
guys
love
synergise, don't you? Because you're into green stuff, you're into raw stuff. It's pretty much the same.
I know. So we're going to work on you, Fred. You're going to be growing healthy veggies.
Do you know what? I'm probably the worst person to try and convert, but you know what I love? I love the fact that we've been giving the opportunity to at least try things that are different, because so much out there, people, I don't know if you've got friends, but you know when you try something...
No, we don't have any friends.
Well, no, I didn't think so with the type of food you serve, obviously. I serve lasagna, she serves pickled carrots, but there could be an issue. But no, you know how your friends will say they're always closed-minded about new things?
Ours aren't. We come from the same tribe. We're like, really?
I'm actually talking about food.
You might be a bit shocked, Fred, if you came to our parties.
No, I bet you I wouldn't. I'd probably expect it to be exactly what I
Quite
thought.
expressive, actually.
We say bring a plate and it's all green, it's all plant-based, and it's all made with love.
But when you say to an Italian, bring a plate, we bring a tray of lasagna. So that's what we're used to. But you know what? It's really good to show people there's alternatives out there, and I love what we do on the show.
Yeah.
Nobody else does it, and I think it's incredibly good to have someone like you, Vanessa, that comes in with all her stuff. And the courses that you run are fantastic. They're accessible, they're not expensive. And Cara with Eco Fairies, you do a wonderful job, and you do focus on community stuff that's really important, grassroots stuff. Thank you very much to Cara. Thank you very much to Vanessa Jean.
Thanks,
They're
Fran.
our green people. We'll have them back on the show very, very soon. Coming up after the break, we're talking medium with Rebecca Millman and Nisha. Stay tuned after that. Bye.
This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Cafe Bella Vista Restaurant and Pizzeria. Azito, give it a go with Azito. Refresh Pure Water. And Reading Cinemas, experience the difference.
Welcome back to The Couch here on Aurora Television, around Australian Face TV. And don't forget, you can catch us online now every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Perth time. Online, live, you can watch the whole episode as well. Now, it's time to talk to Nisha again, and she's got one of our favourite presenters, which is, of course, Rebecca Millman. Over to you, Nisha.
Thank you, Fred. Yes, welcome back to the show, Rebecca.
Thank you for having me.
Absolute pleasure. Now, Rebecca, you're a medium as well as a clairvoyant, so there's a lot of really interesting topics that you've covered across the show, but what we wanted to talk about today was hauntings.
Yes.
So tell us a bit about hauntings and what different types there are.
Okay, what we find, there's usually two different types of hauntings. One is what we call residual energy, and I'll explain a little bit more about that later on. But the second type of haunting is what we call a typical style of haunting, and that's where a spirit is in a particular building or a particular room of a building, and that's where they're living at that point in time, and trying to communicate with those that are here still physically on the earth planes and giving us signs that they are around. With a normal type of haunting, what happens there is that a medium or whoever is in that building can ask questions to that spirit or spirits, and they then can answer them back or give them signs that they are of intelligence. With residual energy, which is a little bit different, that is where if I went into a building that was residual energy, I could try and communicate with that spirit, but there will be no answer. There will be no feeling that there's a spirit there. What that is that's an imprint of time that's been left in a building. So often you hear about the lady who walks up the staircase at midnight in the white gown every Tuesday night. That's residual energy. So that's not actually a spirit as such, but it's an imprint on time left on the earth realm.
And that's really interesting how you've broken it down to different hauntings. When you talk to some of your clients or go to, I know Fremantle is one of our suburbs that has a lot of hauntings. What are some of the things that people ask you, and how does it benefit them to, I guess, understand and appreciate what's happening in that space?
Okay, one of the biggest things I really like to do in regards to teaching people about hauntings is try and take away that fear base, because I like to remind people that the spirits that are in these buildings were physically here on the earth plane, and what they're mainly trying to do is trying to get our attention, to let us know that they're there, and they just want to communicate with us. Most of the time that's the main reason why a spirit will try and communicate with people. Now the interesting thing about that is once you kind of take that fear away and people start getting, oh, hang on a minute, this is maybe just someone just trying to let us know that they're around, they really, really enjoy that. Now, some of the buildings that you go to can have different types of hauntings that people experience, and different phenomenon. No two buildings are the same. So somewhere like Fremantle that has a lot of buildings seem to have a lot of activity. And I personally find that this activity is really interesting, because it takes a long time for them to actually learn how to manipulate the energies of that building to produce that phenomenon. And every spirit has a different form of phenomenon that they can do. So some can be rapping, some can actually groan and you hear them groan, some can move objects, some can make their presence known by giving people goosebumpy feelings and those sort of things. So each phenomenon takes a long time for that spirit to learn, and the way they communicate with us is really, really interesting.
Yeah, and look, you mentioned fear, and I think a lot of people, when they think of ghosts and hauntings, you know, would be of that view. But I think it's interesting that there's actually a level of investment from a spiritual point of view to have that output and connect with the living, I guess, in essence.
Absolutely. I mean, if you, even when we're on the earth plane, it's important for us to feel in the group or part of the crowd, and that's the same with the spirit world. Now, if you've been in a building for 100 years, 1,000 years, it's still important that they reach out and say, "Hi, I'm here. Can you see me? Can you feel me? Can you experience this stuff?" You know, not every spirit that haunts a building is what we call a negative spirit, and I find that at least 95% of the time it is our spirit that's just trying to communicate and let people know that they're still around.
Great. And as a medium, so when you work one-on-one with people, how does hauntings come into that?
Sometimes people ask me about how they move away a spirit in the house. Others, people would like to know how they can communicate and get to know that spirit a little bit better. I personally try and give people the ability, if they want to move a spirit on, to teach them how to do it more so than me come out. The only stage that I do go out to people's houses is when we're at a stage where it's really quite scary for that person, and you'll know if you're at that stage because you'll be begging for someone to be coming out. Now, even with that said, it's very unlikely that that's going to happen as well.
Okay.
Yep.
And so you obviously travel around Australia and have shows for people to be able to come and understand a bit more about what you do, but also to do live readings. Tell us about those.
Okay, at the moment I'm doing a clairvoyance show where I'm heading over to South Australia, Victoria, New South Wales and Queensland, and that's where I tell people a little bit about my past, explain to people what mediumship's about, and then I do personal readings. So I pass on how that particular person's passed over, and then pass on messages of guidance. And then at the end of the show, I open the floor up to questions. So I find that people have had experiences, or there was something about the show that they wanted to ask a question about, and then we have a bit of a discussion about that, which really makes it a fun night.
Okay, fantastic. And where can people find out more about your shows on the East Coast?
Okay, people can go to my website, which is beyondthelight.com.au.
Okay, fantastic. Yep. Because your show in Perth is sold out, so you have to stay on that website to find out when the next one will be.
Which won't be till after I come back from over east, so yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Well, look, thank you for joining us. Always a pleasure.
Thank you for having us.
And, you know, certainly a very interesting area and very helpful area to a lot of people. So good luck with your shows on the East Coast, and I'm sure you'll come back in and talk to us soon.
Absolutely.
Okay, fantastic. Now, if you've missed any of that, you can, of course, go to thecouch.com.au. But for now, it's back to you, Fred.
Thank you very much, Nisha. And you were very perceptive there. I thought you had a bit of psychic power. the spirits, our floor manager. I actually smell the spirits from our floor manager too every time he comes in. We're going to give away, we had a fantastic 2000, sorry Tony, that's right, you've been trying to give that up as well, especially since Vanessa Jean came in with all her healthy spirits. We're giving away $2,000 worth of makeover. I'm going to announce who the winner is, because they're going to be a very excited person at home. $2,000 makeover will go to Philippa Parker from WA. Philippa Parker, you are the lucky winner. There you are on screen, so we know it's for real. $2,000 thereabouts makeover. Let me tell you, Philippa, what that makeover includes, because it's very important, because I didn't know either. Here it is. You're going to get $1,000 thanks to Jennifer. We're also going to give away from Angel Miss Clothing worth $200. We're also going to give away from Catherine Colgan, who's a makeup artist, $300 worth of makeup. B Bar Bo are giving you a hair makeover worth $285. You also got the Beauty Queens doing your nails, $210. And Paleo Rescue are giving you nutrition advice to the value of $120 and how to lose weight and how to stay fit. So $2,000 odd going to you in the way of makeovers. We'll be in contact in the next couple of days, which is wonderful. Okay, now you say, folks out there, how do these people keep winning? Well, you need to go to our website, and to do that, this is how you do it.
If you're looking for more info on anything you've seen on today's show, head to thecouch.com.au. It's where you'll find all the links for our guests, plus clips from the show, backstage photos, and even exclusive movie reviews. You can also sign up as a Couchie and be part of our competitions, including Spin It to Win It. New Zealand viewers, that's open to you too. So jump online and check it out now. thecouch.com.au.
That is how you contact us here at The Couch, and please do so you can be part of Spin It to Win It when it comes back very, very soon on The Couch. Now, earlier today, the ladies performed for me at the beginning of the segment. They performed. They are, of course, Indian Blue Chorus, and with me today is Carly and Helen. Welcome to The Couch.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for performing for us today. It was amazing. Can you tell me a little bit about the style of music we're hearing?
You're hearing barbershop.
What is barbershop, for those people who don't know?
Barbershop is four-part a cappella harmony, and it's the difference between that and normal soprano, alto, tenor, bass singing is the names of the four parts. We still have four parts. We have bass, baritone, lead, and tenor.
Is it growing in Australia, or is it decreasing in popularity?
We're growing in leaps and bounds. We are the largest Sweet Adeline's international region in the world, with 1,384 members at the last count.
We couldn't fit them all in here today.
No, that's across the whole of Australia.
You've got about 30 people here today, so they're quite a big... I have to say they're very loyal and very supportive. Do you find it's hard getting them all in one spot to practice every week?
Not at all. I think when we, for any reason, have to hold off on a rehearsal, they're all saying, what? No rehearsal tonight?
Why do you think it's so popular? Why do the ladies come out of their very busy lives, and men as well do it, why do they come out and do it? Why is it so special?
I think they start off thinking that they're coming to learn to sing, and we absolutely do teach everyone to sing.
We do that.
Do you ever get any shockers that you say, turn the mic off?
In our art form, you have to be able to hold a tune to be able to sing unaccompanied like we do and sing your own part.
What do you do with the ones that can't hold a tune? Do they know themselves, or do you keep them in another room?
There are lots. There are lots of other community choruses and choirs where they'll have just as
Some
much
accompaniment,
fun.
maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Piano
Maybe a
or something
backing-
in the background.
a mimed piece.
It is quite rare though. Most of the people that, if they're coming to a Sweet Adeline's chorus, they already know there's a certain sort of standard, and that basically is that you need to be able to hold a tune and sing against.
Now, I made the mistake of calling you a choir, and you said, no, we're a chorus. Tell us, for those people at home, what's the difference between a choir and a chorus? I know now, but other people won't.
So basically a choir will be in that soprano, alto, tenor, bass. It might be 2 parts for females, 2 parts for men. They traditionally hold their music and will sing standing still. We memorise our music and we don't stand still, as you would have seen earlier. We do some dancing and moving around, and lots of facial expression as well.
Now, I was asking you off air how much it costs. About $600 a year for people who are enthusiastic and want to get involved, and that just covers your running costs, and there's a few extra charges. So it's not hugely expensive as a hobby, is it?
About $10 a week.
Yeah.
Very cheap for people to get out.
Yep.
What can you offer people if they want to join up and be part of the chorus?
Well, there's 2 main things. One is that we Sweet Adeline's International, renowned for their education for women singers. We also have a lot of fun. And people learn.
Is it fun, ladies? Oh, liars.
People learn to do things they never thought they'd do, and they go places they never thought they'd go.
Now,
and
talking
they meet
about
people
places,
they never thought they'd meet.
Well, I remember you've just come from places. You've just about a month ago you went over east.
Last week.
How did that go?
It went really well. It was the first time we'd competed with our sisters in Sweet
What was that
Adeline's.
for?
Well, it was the Sweet Adeline's Australia Regional Convention.
How did you go?
How'd we go?
Did you? Oh, you lost, did you, ladies?
We far exceeded our expectations. We just
Fantastic.
were so thrilled with how we
It's
did.
nice to represent WA, but it's also representing what you do, the craft that you do, and what you obviously have a lot of fun doing.
Yeah.
It's nice to see something good in society that people can actually enjoy and commit to, I think. Now, if people want to get involved with the chorus, is it simple or is it something hard?
It's really simple. They can find us at our website, indianbluechorus.info. And
We've got it up on screen right now.
Oh, awesome.
Beautiful.
And so they can send us an email and come along for a rehearsal, visit us, see whether what we do seems to fit with what they want.
And you've got some shows coming up. Tell me about the one in June.
So June 21 at
in Churchlands High School.
Churchlands High School with Perth Harmony Chorus, our sister chorus.
Fantastic.
They've invited us to come along, so we'll be singing.
And then there's
on
a
that
big
as well.
one in September. What's that?
That's an open house. It'll be a worldwide event where choruses throughout the world will be inviting people to come along and have a sing. So we're going to do a 6-week course, just like we did when we started the chorus. $10 a week for 6 weeks. Come and sing with us, have a ball. We'll put on a little show at the end. And if you like what you
Then you come back and audition.
Well, thank you for offering. I see you both looking at me like, obviously a bit tight for money, $600. You're willing to take it, people would
Women
know.
only.
And you
So
said,
you can't come to this
well,
one.
I
You'll
can
have to
wear
go
a
to
wig,
Vocal
trust
Evolution.
me. Hey, I can do that. I can probably wear a wig and some high heels and look incredibly
Big
bad.
bass.
Trust me, the voice will probably be the last thing you'll focus on. Thank you very much for coming in today. You're going to perform for us at the end of the show. What's the song called that you're performing?
I can't give you anything but love.
But what about the song?
Oh.
Thank you very much. Thank Indian Blue Chorus for being on the couch today. And please support them. Go to our website, thecouch.com.au, if you didn't get their details. Play us out to the break, ladies.
I can't give you anything but love, baby. That's the only thing I've plenty of, baby. Dream a while, scheme a while. We're sure to find happiness. I guess all those things you've always pined for, gee. I'd like to see you looking swell, well, baby. Diamond cufflinks came a dozen cents.
This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Cafe Bella Vista Restaurant and Pizzeria. Azito, give it a go with Azito. Refresh Pure Water. And Reading Cinemas, experience the difference.
It has been such a big show today and we are so out of time. So, Marnie, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to get you to get on with it. Over to you, Marnie, with Wild Things.
Hi everyone and welcome to Wild Things. Well, in 2011, the weight of iPhones sold globally weighed the equivalent of 10,000 elephants. That's right, 10,000 elephants. Not only are they popular, but smartphones are becoming our personal assistants. They help us track our finances and stay in touch with news and friends. Piers Higgs is director and founder of Gaia Resources, has extensive background knowledge in technology and innovation. He's a research associate with the WA Museum, and he joins us today to talk about smartphone apps and how they can help connect us with the environment. Welcome to the show, Piers.
Thanks, Marnie. It's great to be here.
So tell us a little bit about Gaia Resources.
So I guess the short way of answering that is that we're an IT company that focuses on working in the environmental sphere and with environmental projects only. So we've really had a focus on that. We do a lot of things like mobile development and databases for handling that, and that sort of work as well. So
IT and environment, wow, that's really dynamic.
Yeah, it's really good fun too. So.
Tell us a little bit about the role of technology in connecting with the environment.
So a lot of what we do more recently especially has been about working with mobile apps because, as you've said, you know, there's a lot of them around.
Yeah.
And so we've been using mobile devices and that sort of technology to try and provide a means for people to contribute data about their own environment that they live in. So by using your phone, you can actually start to submit sightings of birds and other things in your environment and submit those to a database where scientists and other researchers can work with them.
That's exciting. That's really great. I know that your team and Murdoch University released the Coastal Walkabout app recently. Can you tell us about that and how it works?
It's been a really great project. It's been an involvement with Murdoch University, Duke University in the States, and also the Marine Ventures Foundation, also from the US. And it's been a really great project in terms of what we've been working on there is getting a lot of information from people about their coastal and marine environments.
Okay.
So people can use an app that they can freely download to record things like whales and dolphins and fish and birds that they see along the beaches and in the marine environment.
Oh my gosh, that's exciting. So can they take photos and videos using their phone?
Both of those actually. So with the phones you can actually take photos, take videos, and it also records where you are using the GPS on board the phone as well.
That's handy, particularly if you don't know where you are.
Yeah.
Sounds like me, I'm a little bit geographically challenged sometimes. That's really exciting stuff. So now we've got a bit of vision of you actually using one of these. Can you talk us through
so
what you're doing?
This is the fun part of, I guess, what we do. We've actually been able to get out there and do some testing with our apps. I think that's the most important part of it, getting out there and using it for real. So this is me wandering around in the Swan River trying to search for dolphins for the Dolphin Watch project we've been working on. It'll, as yet, still haven't seen one in 6 months of testing, but it's just as important as actually seeing them, so we know where they aren't as well. So this is basically part of our test process that we use to go through and make sure these apps work really well.
So it looks like you have a bit of fun at the same time, yeah?
Yeah, try to. It's nice to get out from under the desk, so it's just good.
And so when you're out in the field and you're actually testing these apps, is there things that you find that, you know, you could have like an upgrade later on down the track?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's really important to try and not only test it ourselves, but also work with the people that are going to be testing it. So we've worked with volunteers before and said, you know, how do you find this? And it's actually been really interesting seeing that people using the apps and using their phones in really different ways. Like, you know, we didn't think about people who are kayaking and using their phone at the same time, or riding a bicycle and doing the same thing at the same time.
That's multi-talented, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's caused an accident here or there. So
hopefully not.
Yeah.
That's actually really great, isn't it? Because I've seen, you know, when you sort of go to get an app on the stores, there'll be feedback down the bottom and someone will say, oh, I wish you'd thought of that. So you guys are actually ahead of that by getting the volunteers to test it.
Yeah, we'd really like to be ahead of that so that we can actually build it in from the ground and really make sure that these apps work well straight away. And then, you know, as time goes on, we always get really interesting emails from people that are come up with some really brilliant ideas we can use and make them better.
Awesome. Yeah. That's fantastic. Now, if people are interested in getting involved in citizen science, how would you suggest they do that?
There's probably a few ways they can do that. There's a new citizen science network that's been starting to happen here in Australia and in New Zealand.
Great.
And that will hopefully give people the opportunity to actually go and find a project that's local to them that they can be involved in. Or otherwise they can head into the app stores, they can download apps like Coastal Walkabout and start recording their data pretty much straight away.
That's exciting, that's awesome. And it is free, isn't it, to download?
Yeah, they are. They're pretty much, I think most citizen science projects are free because we're really encouraging people to get involved and to actually provide us with data and sightings from that.
Oh, that's exciting. Oh, thank you so much for filling us in about that. That's really exciting. I'm going to get out there and try and use my phone, although I think it's a little bit smarter than me sometimes. So we'll try it out and I'll get back to you on that. But yeah, we'd love to hear an update from you on how those apps are going.
Great.
Maybe in the future sometime. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me here.
Thanks everyone for joining us for Wild Things. If you'd like any more information on smartphone apps, go to our website www.thecouch.com.au. Until next time, keep it wild.
I can't give you anything about love. No, Marnie, get over it. It's not about you. It's about the end song. That's what we're singing at the end with the beautiful ladies from Indian Blue Chorus. See you next week, world. Bye for now.
Till that lucky day, I know damn well, baby, love I've plenty of, I can't give you anything but love, baby, that's the only thing I've plenty of. We're sure to find happiness. I guess all those things you've always pined for. Gee, I'd like to see ya looking swell. Well, baby, diamond cufflinks Kmart doesn't sell, baby. Till that lucky day, I know damn well, baby, I can't give you anything but love. All I got is love. L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore can love. Is all that I can give to you, my baby. Love is more than just a game for two. A lot of loving too. And love can make it. Take my heart, please don't break it. Love was made for you and me and you, baby. Wow, I'd like to see ya looking so fine, baby. Diamond earrings would be so divine, baby. Till that lucky day when you are mine, baby. I can't give you anything but L.O.V. love. Till that lucky day, I am here to say that I can't give you anything but love.
This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Cafe Bella Vista Restaurant and Pizzeria. Azito, give it a go with Azito. Refresh Pure Water. And Reading Cinemas, experience the difference.